Right. So most of the agriculture in India is completely linked with the rural development because mostly this agriculture we can find in the rural areas. It is not possible in the cities. If it is there in the cities, it will be out of city area because water resources will be more in the rural areas, and if you take in the cities, the water will be consumed by the people who are living in the city area. So for agriculture the water will be not sufficient. So that is the reason, if agriculture fields are located in the cities, so those agriculture fields will be out of the cities. So, and most of the agriculture fields are completely associated with the rural areas because most of the rural area people only they go with the agriculture. And many sustained efforts like the first green revolution rice and wheat in 1970, rural job schemes, irrigation projects, land reforms, promotions of cooperatives and provisions of drinking water, electricity, development of roads, uh, and other infrastructure, enhancing rural farm productivity through cheap credit from the banks and making use of high yielding variety of seeds. And what is happening still, the government is providing the kinds of loans to the agriculture farmers. For example, if you can take our Telangana government and our neighbor Andhra Pradesh government, I think you might have heard in the news also because this is a rainy season where the farmers will be starting their agricultural activities, where these two governments are providing the loans or free of cost. They are not, again, farmers are not going to pay that amount, means it's not refundable amount. The for government is providing free loans to the farmers, where the farmers can use that amount for the agriculture fields and where he can get more benefits, and with that money he can buy the seeds and he can buy the fertilizers and pesticides, the money which is given by the government. So likewise nowadays the government is taking initiative to develop the agriculture fields. And our CM also announced that first time in Telangana history, a lot of agriculture has been grown and the farmers were not facing any kind of problems due to water. Earlier we used to have the water problem, but now we have good irrigation facilities because whatever the government had done, like Mission Kakatiya, where the development of the village tanks were done by the government, and where Kaleshwaram project, which was constructed by our CM, which is giving water for some hundreds of acres of the land. So such a kind of developments were doing in the agriculture field, because you may get one doubt why such a great importance is giving to the agriculture lands, because in our country 90 earlier 100% of the people who are living in the country, they were completely based on the agriculture. So later on it became 90, 80, the percentage has declined, but still agriculture is the main occupation in our country. Maybe 40% we have other occupations like engineers, software, doctors, or some different kind of occupations, but 60% of the people still they have completely based on the agriculture. So here agriculture in the sense, don't only think about the farmers, there are some agriculture related works also there. You may take any industries which is related to the agriculture work, or you may take machines preparing agriculture tool machines preparing, which is related to the agriculture field. So likewise there are some jobs also there which are related to the agriculture field. If you take irrigation facilities, irrigation is also related to the agriculture field. So likewise there are so many developments are there in the agriculture nowadays. And even roads also they are developing. The government is developing the roads for the rural areas also, because there should be no kind of problem to the farmers when they are exporting their agriculture products to the different parts of the state or the country. And commonly known
Hello,
as
ma'am.
HYV means high yielding variety. High yielding variety in the sense the seeds, whatever the seeds are there, so that seeds are very quality seeds, right? So with the very high quality seeds, the production will be more. HYV means high yielding variety of seeds. So what is mean by high yielding variety of seeds? In the sense these seeds are very quality seeds, and whatever whomever these seeds they are sowing in their soil, they will get a good amount of the seeds, or they will get a good amount of the crop. So these HYV seeds were introduced in the 1970s in the part of the green revolution. They have produced high yielding variety of seeds in the crops of rice and wheat. And this rice and wheat, these two crops, whomever the farmer is using HYV seeds, high yielding variety of seeds, that particular farmer will get a good amount of the crop. And one more thing here, for HYV seeds, they will use more fertilizers and pesticides. It will not grow with the natural manure. At any cost, this HYV seeds they required the fertilizers and pesticides. So this HYV seeds the present the farmers which whomever they are using, the most of the farmers they are using the HYV seeds. And where the where these farmers are using fertilizers and pesticides now. So most of the farmers are using the HYV seeds present. And HYV seeds available to farmers have indeed helped the Indian agriculture. Strengthening of resource like fertility of land, forest and water will much depend on creating linkages between farm and non-farm sectors that goes beyond and present the schemes of private public partnership PPP in operation in many cities. So here there are different jobs also which are related to the agriculture field. So all together this agriculture and non-agriculture activities together will be called as the PPP, means private public partnership. Private in the sense the different kind of machineries or fertilizers or pesticide, this all comes under the private. All the farmers comes under the public. So where the private and public together they formed into one group. So this group is called as a partnership. So both people are together, they are working on the agriculture. So it also can be called as the PPP, means private public partnership operation. Means farmers and as well as the private people both together, they are helping the agriculture to grow the crops in a better manner. So this is about the developmental activities in the agriculture. And we have some case studies also in India and USA, so that we will discuss. But let us go with the what are the problems are facing by the Indian farmers, what problems are there. Because our India is a country where it is completely based on the agriculture, I have told you. So what are the problems that Indian farmers are facing in our country? So let us see. A depleted natural resource base. This includes soil erosion caused by the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and the drying water resources in the area. So, what is happening when the HYV seeds are introduced into our country? The people have started using more fertilizers and more pesticides. So due to using of more fertilizers and pesticides, the soil is losing its fertility. If once the soil started losing its fertility, the crops will be not grown in the agriculture field. So that is one of the problem where the Indian farmers are facing. And not only that, this soil erosion is also one of the big problem. Now see children, we have continuous rain till last week. So this continuous rains leads to the soil erosion where the water cuts the soil into two pieces. So such a kind of soil erosion also is a big problem for the farmers where the farmers are losing their crop. And you can now watch in the news also that due to the continuous rains the crop was completely under the water. The farmers they got the crop failure. So such a kind of problems will be more for the farmers. Now you can see continuously the rains and this rainwater filled in the agriculture fields and the complete crop whatever it is there in the agriculture field, the crop got damaged. Damage in the sense there is a crop failure for the farmers, and whatever the money they have invested in the agriculture field, so they will be losing that money also because they got the crop failure. And the second problem is small size of farms. Some initiatives need to be taken to um, amalgamate small farms into large cooperative farms. So wherever the small agriculture lands are there with the small farmers, so some action need to be taken by the government to make the small farmers into the big farmers, because if small farmers are there, the production will be less from the small farmers. If the government is giving the land or any other kind of help to the farmers, so they can increase their agriculture land and they can produce more into the market. And compost making, so this is very very important. Compost is a natural manure which can be done by the farmer. So this compost making is very very important. This is in organic farming, compost is an essential input, but it has also become a necessary input for conventional farming, where chemical fertilizers have, depleted the soil nutrients. So where the people have to prepare the compost pit. These farmers they have to prepare the compost pit, which is an organic manure to the crops. There will be no side effects will be there to the crops with if they are using the compost pit. You may get one doubt here, what is mean by compost, compost pit. So the compost pit in the sense whatever the leaves are shed from the trees, or whatever the dung of the animals or all, that will be dumped into a pit which is a very wide pit, and that will be stored for 1 month, like that 2 months. And where naturally the manure forms naturally, it forms like a fertilizers and pesticides, and that will be used for the agriculture crops. It's a natural one. There are no chemicals and no any other kind of chemicals are used in the natural compost. So such a kind of natural manure you should use to the agriculture crops. So what happens, the soil fertility will be increased and the farmers can grow good amount of the crops. But here what is happening nowadays in the agriculture field, even it is small farmer or big farmer, most of the farmers, it is very easy, just buying from the market fertilizers and pesticides. There is no need of hard work. Directly they are buying from the market the fertilizers and pesticides. It is nothing but chemicals. They are using the chemicals to kill the bacteria on the plants. But it's how much danger to the people who are eating that you know chemicalized food. We all are eating chemicalized food nowadays. That's why each and every person is facing with the different types of the diseases. Why? Because we are eating the chemicalized food which is producing by the farmer. It's not the mistake of the farmer, to grow, because population is increasing. And if the production will be not increased, if the agriculture production will be not increased, what happens? The people will face the hunger problem. So to balance it, the farmers are using the fertilizers and pesticides. Even government is also supporting such kind of agriculture system where the population is increasing, and it should be balanced to the population. The agriculture should balance the population. So for that reason, farmers are producing the products, agricultural crops, which are completely based on the fertilizers and the pesticides. So we are eating the chemicalized food. So that's why nowadays the people are showing interest to grow the terrace garden or farmhouses. Why the people are showing interest to grow such a kind of farming? Because they don't use much fertilizers and pesticides in their own cultivation. So that is the reason. But whatever it may be, the farmers should make the compost, because earlier the farmers, they have used the natural manure only in their agriculture fields. But when these fertilizers and pesticides have come into the market, the farmers have started using the fertilizers and pesticides in the agriculture fields, where it is killing the fertility of the soil, and where the farmers cannot produce more crops into the market. And next problem which is facing by the farmer is output marketing. Farmers all over India are the mercy of the middlemen for sale of their surplus output. Surplus in the sense extra. Government agencies too are not of much help in this respect. So in the agriculture fields, between the farmer and the market, there will be a mediator. Okay, there will be a broker, there will be a mediator, where this mediator will buy the agriculture crops from the farmer with less amount, and where this mediator will sell the products in the market with high amount. Here the farmer is getting loss. So that kind of system shouldn't be there in the agriculture field. There should be a direct contact between the government agriculture market and between the peasant or farmer, where directly a peasant can sell his product in the market. So such a kind of system should be developed. This mediator system should be banned in the agriculture field, because the farmer is getting loss if a mediator is there in the agriculture field. And this is also one of the biggest problem where the Indian farmers are facing. And high input cost. All agriculture inputs today are beyond the reach of the small farmers due to the absence of the integrated all India policy in this respect. So sometimes the farmer, he don't get the high amount because his production is very less. If the production is more, that production will get the more amount. If a small farmer is producing less amount of the agriculture crop, so he will not get that much amount for his agriculture feed. So these are the problems where the farmer is facing in the India. And now let us see what are the case studies are given in India and as well as in the USA. In what way the agriculture will be grown in India, and in what way the agriculture will be grown in USA. Let us see. So first let us go for agriculture case study in India. The primary goal of this case study is agricultural development at local or national level. It refers to efforts made to increase farm production having the following goals. So, what are the goals of Indian agriculture? To study agricultural practice at local level and to meet the growing demands of agriculture, relate the theory to practical situation of agriculture in developing countries. So what are the goals we are going to learn about in this case study is what is the agriculture practice actually, how the Indian farmers are doing the agriculture. And the second one is that how to meet the growing demands of the agriculture. Just now I have told you, when the population is increasing, at the same time the agriculture also should increase. If the agriculture production is not increasing when the population is increasing, so many people will face the hunger problem. So to avoid that hunger problem, the agriculture demand is increasing, so the agriculture farmers also should increase the crop production. So a farm in India, the life of a typical Indian farmer begins at his small farm on the outskirts of his village. He takes his farm cattle and plough along with them. He leaves his home in the early hours of the morning and comes back when darkness descends. So, what is the duty of a farmer daily in his life is, a farmer in a village, if you take, he begins his day with carrying his cattle to the agriculture field, and he will plough the land, means he will till the land, and and at early morning he will go to the agriculture field. Again he will come back to home when the night starts. And Aruna and Vipin had been married 2 years ago. So here is a life of two farmers, two wife and husband who are working as the farmers. So the life of the people have given. Aruna and Vipin had been married 2 years ago, and Aruna and Vipin, they have married 2 years ago. At the advice of a friend, Vipin had recently completed a course in organic farming from Pune University in Maharashtra. He lives in a nearby Jambrun village with his parents. Through he has successfully launched a project in a organic farming, but on account of lack of technical and financial support, he depleted the natural resources base in the village. He is beset with many problems, especially the payment of loan that has been inherited on the account of rural indebtedness. So what happened for Vipin? He had done his organic farming from Pune University, one of the famous university in our country. Pune is there in Maharashtra state, where he had learned the good kind of technology, how to get good yielding in the agriculture field. So when he applied for the loan, so the loan has been declined. So due to the less amount of the less amount, due to the financial condition, he was unable to implement the new kind of technology into the agriculture field, and where the payments loans were not getting from the banks to Vipin. The brave hearted Vipin was not the person to give up, means he didn't stop it. As he did not get the loan from the bank, for that reason he did not give up. He tried and tried again. In just next 6 months, he not only repaid the loan but also installed drip irrigation system at his small farm. So and finally he had taken the loan from the bank, and he had cleared all the loans to the bank within 6 months. And not only that, he introduced a new kind of system that is called as a drip irrigation. I think you might have heard about the drip irrigation. Drip irrigation in the sense, in our school also we have drip irrigation. If you might have observed, when we are entering into our school, the the small plants which are there, the show plants, the flowering plants which are there, sir arranged a small kind of pipes to that plants. Drop of water will be falling into the soil, so such kind of water falling in a drop manner throughout the day. So such a kind of irrigation is called as a drip irrigation, because the crops will get the water continuously. The crop will not, I mean the soil will not get dry, because when the water drops are falling on the ground, so the ground will be wet remain, it will be wet throughout the day. So such a kind of drip irrigation system also he introduced in the agriculture field. And he is now tied up with the big US based hospitality company in Pune. Two immediate plans include setting up a testing laboratory to offer export quality wheatgrass juice and powder to his clients in the US, and buying land uh, for a successful commercial venture through land is a major problem at Vipin's entrepreneurial skills and the support by multinational corporation in Pune. He succeeded in his venture. It is time for our own industry entrepreneurs to wake up the new challenges. So what happened? Vipin started growing the wheatgrass. Wheatgrass already I have told you, which is very important, which helps our body to generate the blood in our body if we drink the wheatgrass daily morning. So such wheatgrass was grown by Vipin in his agriculture field, and not only that, with the income which he received, with that income, he bought a venture in Pune, and in that venture, he started growing the wheatgrass, and that wheatgrass he is selling to the U.S. country, where the US people will use the wheatgrass juice in their diet. So likewise, he developed his condition, in agriculture field. He didn't give up. Once he failed, for that reason, he didn't give up. Now let us see the agriculture in USA. In what is the agriculture activities in the USA? How the farmer is doing in the USA? Let us see. In farm in USA, the story of and Kazi Murphy, who owns land in Tipperary in Iowa. So the farmer name is Kazi Murphy. So he had his land in one of the place called Tipperary, and that is there in Iowa, USA, but lives in Dalbin in Ireland. He is shared by many American landowners and farmers. A typical landowner in the USA owns a large farm with size ranging between 200 and 300 hectares. Very few people will be holding such a big land in the America. And while the farmer resides in the farm, the landowners generally lives in comfortable mansion in a city or even another country. So like in our country where the farmer lives near to the agriculture fields, but in USA the farmer lives in a comfortable life, very luxurious life will be led by the farmers in the USA. He may live in a city or he may live in another country also, that farmer, like Kazi Murphy, but he is not an absentee landlord who lived in India and in England during the Middle Ages. The American landowners runs his farm like an entrepreneur and not like a feudal lord. He plans, executes, makes large investments, and takes advocates measure to safeguard the health and economic interest of his workers. Some major characteristics of a typical American farmer. So his agriculture land is like whatever the activities we are doing in the Indian agriculture land entirely different where the American farmer is doing. And the American farmers will invest more in the agriculture fields, and also every time, every now and then they will be taking care of their agriculture fields. And what are the the farmers are facing in the American agriculture field? So let us see. The landowner of the USA is an innovative entrepreneur. So the American farmer will be like he will be very innovative, means very creative, and he gets in depth and up to date information from relevant sources. So the farmer will be learning all upgraded information related to the agriculture, and he receives daily weather information, market information, including stock changing updates, and takes decision accordingly. So each and every information which is related to the agriculture, it may be from the weather information or it may be from the market information or stock, every updated information will be known by the American farmer. Like Kazi Murphy, he visits his farm and takes many initiatives. So based on the information which he is receiving from the different aspects, as per that he takes the decision in the agriculture. So when we compare it to the Indian agriculture, it is entirely different. Our farmers, they don't receive any information, and I mean, such kind of technology we don't have in our country, such kind of development we don't have in our country, where the US farmers, they have completely development, and where we don't have such kind of development. So that is the difference between the India and American agriculture.